Gotta get through this so I can get to Friday Night Magic. What up, viewers? What up, what up? Calc Soups here, and today is Friday, April 22nd, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. Starting off, we have a video game that is, we have a confirmed launch date for a game that we thought was pretty much coming out this year. Nintendo's starting to open up and talk about it. I'm surprised that they're talking about confirming video game release dates prior to like an E3 or Nintendo Direct. This one was just kind of put out there. But Splatoon 3 is coming September 29th. So, yeah, they've kind of planted their flag in, right at the end of Q3 there, probably before all the big shooters come out. Also, I believe that the old release date was summer 2022. And I also read a couple articles that were saying that I guess September is technically still summer, which I kind of disagree on. I don't like the whole summer holidays about the only one that I kind of understand, like that means Q4. But like summer or fall or spring just are meaningless as far as like video game release schedule, because like a spring game could mean January to May, and like summer could be anywhere from March to September or October even. So and then fall, I don't understand fall and the difference between fall and holiday. Must be a pretty tight wire there, but yeah, tirade aside, Splatoon 3 is coming on September 29th, so probably looking forward to playing that throughout October with a bunch of friends. We picked up Splatoon 2 and had a good time with it. Hopefully they can figure out a way to have the communication not be through a third-party app, and that maybe they can get in-game audio working. So, or private lobbies would be fun too, that they can get around the fact that they want, they don't want kids to be at risk or anything like that. I know that they're a very family friendly company, but I want to play Splatoon 3 and talk with my friends over a headset. So hopefully we can figure out how to do that. But anyway, let me know what you're most excited about for Splatoon 3 coming later this year. We have more details on the upcoming World of Warcraft expansion called Dragonflight. I've also nicknamed it World of Warcraft Dracaris because it is very dragon themed, especially with a name called Dragonflight. It will have new and improved dragon mounts throughout it, and it will also have dragons as a playable race within the game. They've showed a little bit about like what the character models will be. It looks like you'll be like kind of like a centaur-esque, like quadrupedal with an upper body, and yeah, I'm wondering what classes will be kind of that race will kind of lend itself to. It kind of seems like they're dredging up the bottom of the barrel if they're allowing people to play dragons now. Yeah, I am excited. I read an article talking about kind of getting out of this like cosmological place and kind of bringing it a little bit more grounded, which I do like. I do like bringing it down to something like there's always been a really interesting conflict with the dragons in World of Warcraft, and different dragon factions. So hopefully they lean in on that. There's even time dragons and stuff like that we interacted with in Burning Crusade. So yeah, I'm really interested to kind of see what they do with like a dragon faction system, and that we're no longer in a spiritual realm or dealing with cosmic horrors or anything like that. We're just kind of dealing with factions within the dragons of Azeroth, which is pretty fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all about. Although I haven't logged into World of Warcraft in a couple years, so yeah, it'll be interesting to just kind of hear about it in the periphery, which is kind of how I interact with World of Warcraft nowadays. But yeah, let me know what you're excited about there as well. Speaking of excitement, something I am very excited about that got announced this week is that there is going to be a sequel to my favorite Telltale game and my favorite Borderland game. Tales from the Borderlands is getting a sequel, so I loved the original Tales from Borderlands. Like I said, it is my favorite Telltale game. It is also my favorite Borderlands game. It just works. Like the comedy and the way they introduce characters is very funny. In a like Telltale like game, the comedy is really well hit and it hits a lot of the marks. So I really loved Tales from the Borderlands. So the fact that there's a second one coming this year, I'm very excited about. So I'm very much looking forward to it. Yeah, the fact I really like the kind of Telltale's kind of picking up. We've got the Wolf Among Us that they've announced, so I'm really excited to see Telltale kind of picking themselves up and dusting off some of these really good IPs that they probably still have. So look forward to that. Call of Duty got a weird announcement this week. I don't know. I got woken up this morning with a Call of Duty Godzilla versus Kong trailer. Was it this morning or a couple mornings ago? Anyway, this week I got woken up by a Godzilla versus Kong trailer for Call of Duty, and it just kind of showed basically what we saw in the movie, just like Godzilla and Kong punching each other. I don't know how this is going to relate to like a Call of Duty Warzone map. I jokingly called it a new Juggernaut mod, where someone just turns into Kong and you have like two Juggernauts fighting or something like that. I doubt it's going to be anything like that, but yeah, I don't know what this means. I don't know if like they're attacking or they're attacking each other and you're just trying to survive and run around. If you're trying to power up a monster, if it's going to go full oh god, evolve like, you know, Godzilla, you're gonna be running around like, you know, with Call of Duty weapons trying to kill a monster coming at you. Don't know what this is all about, but it's happening. Godzilla versus Kong is coming to Call of Duty, so let me know what your speculation is down below. With all the money that has been kind of terraforming the games industry recently, Ubisoft looks like they're the next ones on the chopping block. Read a couple articles this week talking about how Ubisoft is under investigation, or people are looking into the finances of Ubisoft. Maybe they're the next buyout. I don't know that Sony would necessarily want to buy into Ubisoft, although they would, you know, obviously be one of the big ones. Open world games. Yeah, I don't know who would be kind of amping up there or ramping up, trying to get in there. Maybe Embracer is trying to get into the kind of open world market. But yeah, Ubisoft could be the next big kind of publisher to fall. You know, we know that EA is kind of sitting out there as a really big buy. Ubisoft might be a little bit, you know, more budget friendly, and you get the Assassin's Creed series. I'm wondering if they've kind of held back on kind of announcing a new Assassin's Creed to kind of, I don't know, lowball or sandbag their price or value, and then they're gonna, you know, announce stuff this week or this summer. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see who do you think would buy Ubisoft. I'd be interested to hear what you think down below. Sony is usually, speaking of Sony's usually pretty good at pivoting and not making the same mistakes that Microsoft is. A few weeks ago, Microsoft said that they were looking into doing in-game ads. So like, I don't know, like a commercial in between your gameplay, which is a very bad idea and would really ruin whatever, especially if they're trying to pair that up with Game Pass and like give you maybe a reduced cost Game Pass, but you have to watch, you know, 5-minute ads every hour or something like that. Yeah, I think this would really piss people off. So the fact that Sony is also experimenting with this kind of in-game ads stuff, I think is very not very smart for either of the big platform holders, first parties. So yeah, like I said, Sony is usually pretty good at pivoting away from Microsoft's mistakes, but now it looks like they're following them. So I guess this is another evolution of like the subscription model where you get a cheap version with ads, which is very much like, you know, your Hulu's or some of your other streaming platforms. So this is technically kind of within the wheelhouse, but I think it's a very bad idea within games. People want uninterrupted game time, and they don't want to spend that time watching ads, especially if it's something you're like paying into. But you know, people in mobile, it's already a pretty common practice. So maybe people are more susceptible or more receptive to it. But I think this is a pretty bad idea for potentially the core. Facebook also had a showcase this week, I refuse to call them Meta, so it was technically a Meta showcase, talking about a lot of games that are coming to Oculus, but I refuse to call them Meta, so I'm just calling them Facebook. But yeah, a lot of really cool VR games that are coming out. The ones that caught my eye were Saints and Sinners 2. Oh, I am so excited for this. I've always been, like I've said, I've always been a big Walking Dead fan. Um, I think this is going to be like one of the first games I pick up when I pick up a VR headset. So really looking forward to Saints and Sinners 2. Also got to see Among Us VR, which would be fun to kind of play Among Us. You know, kind of like a first-person camera view. Should be pretty fun that way. The one thing that they didn't show is just like what the imposter killing screen was, which I really wanted in like the 90-second, you know, trailer for Among Us VR. I really wanted it, but I kind of like that they didn't give it to me because that would kind of spoil what I think a lot of people kind of wanted. So there was a little bit of anticipation built in there and unfulfilled anticipation, but I'm excited for playing Among Us in VR. I'm still a very big Among Us fan. There's also a Ghostbusters VR. I know there's a lot of Ghostbusters and Ghostbuster like games that are coming out kind of sometime soon, but Ghostbusters in VR would be pretty fun to get a couple of friends together and be able to kind of run around and collect ghosts and don't cross the stream. So pretty interesting stuff. Let me know if there was any other games from the Meta showcase that you were excited about, or what VR rig you have. I'd be interested to hear. I'm still in the market, and I, you know, considering PSVR 2 got pushed to 2023, I'm, you know, like I said, next one that I would probably buy, or what I would probably buy in the meantime, or instead of, could be an Oculus Quest. So, or an Oculus Quest 2. So, let me know what your setup and rig is down below. Looks like Hasbro and Dungeons and Dragons are also getting into the showcase business, or the direct-to-consumer model of showcases. There was a Dungeons and Dragons Direct this week. There were several big things that they were talking about, like new adventures. They were talking about new rule set, different accessories to kind of carry your campaign along with you. There was a Dragonlance board game, which I had a bunch of friends who were pretty happy about, as well as a Dragonlance Spelljammers, which was, I think Spelljammers, which was like I think it's like a space themed D&D kind of offshoot of 5th edition. So if you want to get a little bit more sci-fi spacey in your Dungeons and Dragons, hopefully I'm understanding that right. There's also the Dungeons and Dragons movie that I believe Warner Brothers is working on. Has a title and has a full title and a couple like logos. It's Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, which kind of reminds me back to the original Dungeons and Dragons movie back in, I think it was like 2004, with Jeremy Irons and Marlon Wayans, which was a couple of rogues breaking into stuff. So I wonder if they'll bring those characters back. It would be kind of a fun nod. But yeah, they're really kind of leaning into that like thieves motif. So really interested to kind of see what they do with that. There was a bunch of other stuff at the Dungeons and Dragons Direct. It was a 30-minute showcase. I'll have the links down below if you want to watch the whole thing. I'll also have links down below if you have like a TLDR with the big ones, with the big kind of things coming out of the event, where, like I said, Dragonlance stuff, new adventures that were kind of, there was a Caribbean themed one and a Dias de la Morta themed one, which I thought looked really cool. A bunch of Dragonlance stuff, as well as some of those like accessories that look pretty cool if you want to accessorize your D&D game. Last but not least for this week, our hopes were dashed for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Kratos in a live-action God of War. So a couple months ago, or probably just about a month ago, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was saying that he was going to be involved in a video game IP, and he didn't list out what it was. So a lot of people were speculating whether or not that would be God of War, because I think we all agree he would make a pretty cool Kratos. But turns out he is making a film adaptation of It Takes Two, so he'll be working with Josef Fares of Hazelight, and yeah, It Takes Two game of the year last year. So I'm kind of looking forward to a film adaptation. Could be fun for something like that. Maybe spend a little bit more time in the world. I still haven't played the game, so I'll probably get to that before I go and watch a movie about it. But excited to see that The Rock. We finally know what video game IP The Rock is going to be in a movie for. But hopefully this doesn't mean that we still won't see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Kratos in some God of War adaptation. But But for now, it was just It Takes Two, which also pretty fun and interesting, and something I would really like to see. That's all for this week. Let me know if you think I forgot anything down below. Always happy to take your comments down there. And as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this content. If you do, follow, like, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch. You can see more great content like this. I'll have links down below in the description. Thanks again. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day.